Alright, hello, everybody who is here. I doubt anybody is here yet, though. I have to post a link to the live stream to somewhere. Okay. Looking good. So, today, I'm sure you can see, as the video description may tell you, I am going to be remodeling the cafe to make the game look a little bit more professional. We're going into a new phase. We're creating um, more high quality assets for a game that we're going to make more high quality as it is. Where is my doorknob? Give me 1 second. There it is. Right now I'm making this. If anybody jumps on, which actually I should probably look at the chat. Oh hey, Aiko's here. Hey. I just realized that you sent that, and I don't know if I pronounced her name properly, but it looks like you pronounced it Aiko. What's this? This is not what I'm looking for. What am I looking for? That's right. Okay. Start making some knobs. Yeah, definitely should have downloaded music for this. I don't need you. Okay. So right now what I'm doing is I'm designing a doorknob for the 3D model that we're using for the door in the new cafe. And for some reason I can't find a mirror, but I want to take this and mirror it along the z-axis? Because I'm going to delete this. That way I don't have to... Yeah, that's fine. That's what I wanted. Okay. Now I can start working on square number 1. Looks like it comes out like this. Comes down. Do a little bit of beveling on there. Gonna do a little bit of beveling on this side too. What? Why aren't you doing it right? Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay. I did it wrong. That's what it is. Okay. Pull this out. Maybe bring this a little bit closer to actually touch the door, right? Oh. Yeah, I want it to stay touching the door. Okay. That should be what I want. Okay, that's good. Right now I'm insetting my mesh. I'm gonna inset it once more. And again. To get that square in the center. Now, I did this little edge right here because I'm gonna make a loop cut inside of it. And just for the art purposes, making it look nice, we'll bring it back like that. There, now we have a square. As you can see, I know how to make squares. That wasn't even funny. Gotta make these live streams at least somewhat interesting so people think that I'm cool. Which I expect them to think this is very boring, but I think it's kind of cool because the community will get to see a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes. Because we are actually working pretty hard on creating a very nice new layout and look for the game. Because, I mean, right now everyone looks like Gumby. They look like clay. The ragdoll animations aren't super great. And we just pushed out our Steam update, so everybody who has played that knows exactly what I'm talking about. That looks alright. Try to bevel some of these. Actually, I don't want to bevel those edges. I want to bevel the edges around it. Like so. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Oh, and I don't have to do it on the bottom because it already does it. Love that mirror modifier. Bevel these edges. Should probably bevel this. That's what I want. There we go. That's pretty neat. I want to bring this out more though. Like maybe like so. I'll probably post a speed time-lapse video of this so that it's not as painstaking for everyone else to watch. That looks probably good. The mesh colliding with itself. Ah, that's funny. Oh, someone's posting in the forum. Let's take a look at this. Exclamation points are not visible enough. That's fair. Yeah, there could be different colors. It could actually be really cool if you have a certain color for a different job. So, you know, like your categories, like, you know, you see a red exclamation when you're a criminal, or like a green one, or a blue one maybe when you're like a good guy. It's a good thought. Because, yeah, the white is pretty bland. I don't want that. I just want... There we go. That looks alright. Let's get these edges around here. Bevel them a bit. That looks cool. Actually, no, it doesn't. Eh, whatever. Bevel these edges instead. You guys will notice I like to bevel stuff quite a bit. Cool. That looks pretty decent. Merge. Oh, I have to apply this modifier. First up, before I do anything. Okay, this is connected. Good. Okay. Door. One thing that I should do is bring the door over so it's on a hinge, but I guess my snapping is probably not going to let that happen. What I can do instead is pick a hinge point on this door, the door frame. Here, I'll show you. A little Blender hack here, because I'm using the program Blender right now to create this, just for those who are curious. The hinge is going to be right off of this. Actually, I'm turning around to look at the door behind me to kind of see how it's built. I guess it doesn't really matter what side we put the hinges on. Oh, but this door opens out. Okay, the frame's backwards. There we go. That makes more sense. Okay. So what I can do is I can say cursor to selected, like that. Bring this inside, and then I can do Shift Control Alt C and go to the 3D cursor. Now I have a door that opens and closes, except it really can't close. It can only open out because there's a door stop on this side, which I realize now doesn't exist. There it is. I'm gonna have to put this in line with that. You can see where the door stops at. And I think that's where it's hitting, right there. That would make the most sense. Yeah, that sounds about right. Ooh, we're colliding with something over here. That doesn't look good. Looks like the door is running a little bit too close to that side there. That's okay, it's the inside of the door. So, that's pretty cool. And by the way, I'm basing this door and pretty much everything off of this. It's a building that looks like the original Civil Cafe. I found it, and I was like, you know what? I want that building in my game, so We're going to be using it as a reference. Obviously not copying it verbatim, but we're going to be getting a lot of inspiration from it. Wow. So the door right now we're having stand with our mesh right here, which is about, I guess the mesh is about 6 feet tall, so I guess this is, what is that? 6.5 to 7 feet tall probably. So I don't know how tall this is going to be, the average story, but we're going to be looking at some real life measurements pretty soon here so I can get a general idea so we don't have to eyeball it. But that should be the right size of the door. It's about 2 by 7 feet. And that's rough because I don't know exactly how tall this guy is, but by the way, this is our new civil character. Looks a lot nicer than the old one, but it's work in progress, so can't guarantee that's going to be ever seen in game. Can't really guarantee that any of this is going to be seen in game yet, because this might turn out really bad, but we'll see. So I'm taking a look at this right here, and it looks like this particular frame comes up a lot because of this arc right here. And I like that. It looks artistic, so we're gonna make that. I'm gonna duplicate the frame, that way I have the old frame if I need to reference it. And we're gonna continue working with this one. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna note that we should get good music for next time. And I'm just gonna take this and raise it. Like that. That way the arc will go across the top. Like that. Actually, might even need to go higher. Need to go higher like that. Could be good. Alright. Now there's a square underneath here. This little rectangle. It's going to be probably smart to get a little lip underneath here because buildings aren't directly on the ground. You can see in this picture there's a foundation, a basement window, and it's not touching the ground as soon as you walk in the door. Otherwise the floor would be basically the ground. And that's not how they build buildings in real life, and we're trying to create a game that's realistic. I'm going to scale this to the size of the door. Sorry, I'm off on another monitor right now. Looking at the Discord, which you guys are very much welcome to join if you haven't. I'm pretty sure there's a link to the Discord in the description of this video. But I don't remember, actually. I'm just going to actually make sure this touches by looking up close, dragging up. It touches. Good. And that's going to be about the height of our foundation. And if we need to, for example, like this is a basement window, I think, or actually, it looks like it's just a cinder block, never mind. But if there were a basement window here, I don't want to say that this like 6-inch gap right here would cut it. So I don't know if you've noticed buildings like this before, but they sometimes cut into the ground. And that's something that we might do in this case, just because I'm trying to be realistic and stay realistic. There's our block to get in. And I don't know if it's going to be this long, because this is probably... There we go. We're probably going to want to have this go out to the extent of the corner, which is right here. Which, if you look at it, it looks like it's about... You can fit one door here, one door here, one door here. Maybe a little bit less than a full door. So, if you will, we can use this as a measuring tool. And I said it was a little bit less than a full-size door, so yeah, I guess we're probably about right here. It's probably about the size. So we'd have our flower pots here, and this would be the one side of the building that goes up. I'm gonna turn this grid off. How do I turn the grid off? There we go. No, I don't want the y-axis there. Now we can kind of see a little bit more. Move this guide to like there. All right. So I'm not just admiring my work when I look around it like this. I'm looking around it because I want to see, I'm envisioning essentially what I can put here and how I'm gonna do it the right way. I mean, obviously I could just take this edge right here and extrude it up like that, but that wouldn't be practical because then there's not a door hole. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make 2 loop cuts. And if you look, those loop cuts are actually perfectly in line with the door itself, which is nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude the 3 of these edges straight to the top of the door, right about there. And this can kind of be eyeballed because we're going to want a door that actually opens. And this is we already eyeballed that, so. Okay. Delete. Flip. Normals. Cool. So now I have a door that opens. And there's actually a gap that leads to an opening. It's not just a plane that goes straight up, because that would be kind of stupid and a little bit redundant. So now what I'm going to look at is Google. I'm going to type, how tall is a building story? And we're going to see if this applies. So it's about 14 feet. That sounds kind of like a lot. But you know what? No, I guess it sounds accurate. It could be 14 feet. Let's look at this. Yeah, I mean, if this door was 7 feet tall, that'd be about 14 feet up. And again and again. It looks like the stories here, we have a 14-foot story for the first story, and the rest of these stories go up maybe 10 feet. And actually, this top one doesn't look like it goes up very much at all. We should, since we're doing the foundation of this building right now, I would assume it's smart to stick to actual statistics. So eyeballing this probably isn't too great. But when we do get into the physical details, we're going to want to keep a keen eye on imperfections. And I'll explain to you what I mean by that when you actually look at this. Every brick is clearly a different color. So they're not going to be the same color bricks. And if you look right here, there's some black underneath this window. What this could have been caused by, I don't know. Probably some kind of weathering. You can see a little bit here. The cement right here is more visible than it is really anywhere else at first glance. And if we just had a seamless texture go all the way across this, we wouldn't see the details like this. We would just see a texture that goes straight across. You wouldn't get any of these, this machine shop right here. You wouldn't see that. You wouldn't see any of the fine details. And that's why imperfections are really smart to keep an eye out for when you're making stuff like this. What we need is a little cafe sign right here. Another forum post. Oh, everyone's just making bug reports. I see. That's understandable. 004 is a interesting version. We gave it out to the community for the first time as public early alpha. And a lot of people had a lot of fun because they were waiting a long time to actually get their hands on the game. Some people were a little upset about some certain features and some certain bugs that happened, but like right now we're doing a redesign, and I think a lot of these things are going to be fixed pretty soon. And I'm not just being optimistic. What is this? It looks like there's a lip on both sides here. I think this top part, it's just for the top. Yeah, that's fine. This wine center did not sponsor this video. However, if they are watching this and want to give me some money, you know, we have some heavy and expensive servers to pay for. So, yeah, this is probably one of the most boring videos on YouTube. Gonna definitely speed this one up. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this as a measuring tool again. Except this time. There we go. We can measure using that. Let me select. Jeez. Okay. See? That doesn't like us doing that. Alright. I'm gonna grab OBS really quick. There we go. Gonna get some tunes in here. There we go. And YouTube's buffering. Okay, maybe music's not gonna work. When you're live streaming, you should just download your music. If you have internet as slow as mine. And if you do, I feel for you. Alright, so our first story's done. And as soon as the second story starts, actually, another window opens. And that window is... Okay, so it looks about the same height as the door. And it also looks like what's kind of cool here is we have some kind of uniformity where they kind of use the same idea, where they have this arc that goes over top of the door. They have an arc that goes over top of the window, but that arc is connected to other arcs that go over top of other windows down the side of the building. That's something we're gonna have to keep a careful eye on when we're on that floor. Right now, though, we should look at the width, because it looks like, let's see, this is 2 feet and this is 4 feet. So we have a corner, about 45-degree corner, 2 feet, window, 2 feet, 2 feet, window, 2 feet. Wow, actually that looks like a little bit more than 2 feet. 3 feet, I guess. And then 4 feet for this, and then back. And we can probably cut the building off right at this cut right here, and just make it 5 windows across. And then however many windows back this is, and we'll use that same measurement idea as we go back along the side of this. That way we have an idea of what we're doing. I could do it with bump maps. With the windows, you mean? Or you mean these arcs right here? I would refrain from using bump maps on these. I'm starting to learn it's actually important not to rely on bump maps. Speaking of which, I want to get in here really quick. Oh, dang it. I made a mistake. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, poly count is a thing, but we can also decimate the mesh, which basically means we're taking the polys and reducing them. It's kind of the same thing that Unreal Engine does with LODs automatically. But when we have a AAA game that we're trying to make, I think it's probably wise to use as many polygons in this case. Not as not obviously we're not going to try to make as many polygons as we possibly can. Just keep the lowest amount, but also have the highest quality. Um, dun, dun. About to get on Discord and see if any of the other devs want to get on and talk while we do this. Could be kind of fun to have more people in here. That way something's going on and I'm not just talking to an empty audience, because I don't think there's anyone watching this besides Dave, Aiko, and one other guy who I think is just me. Anyway. Da-dum, da-dum. Alright. So, I'm going to take these 3 edges. I'm going to duplicate them and just separate them. Now we're working in another area. Trying to go about this the best approach that I can think of. It looks like this would probably be the smartest way to do it. I'm just using the door to measure, because I already measured the door. It's 2 feet by 7 feet. Extrude. Okay, I guess Unreal Engine wants us to do it that way. Not Unreal Engine, Blender. Oh, it's the same thing. Alright, so there's our first window. And then we're going to go two doors down. And then we said it's about 3 feet. So about that much. Real quick here, I'm going to go into the public Discord. I'm going to make a voice channel for... There we go. Alright, so I'm on Discord here, and I hope that my audio is mixing correctly. Should be. Okay. Where was I?
Hello.
Hello. So this is Dave. The other people on this YouTube channel don't actually know, I don't think, who you are, but he's one of our other devs. I figured
I had to mute the other channel.
Oh. Oh yeah, the actual YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Right.
But I was saying, you could set it up to snap into play.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
You'd have to. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was using Snap originally, but it's like I have to set too many parameters.
Yeah,
it's snapping like a lot. I did this wrong. Okay, so that would be our first window, which our first window is just the width of the door. You're probably getting some like major
a little bit
lag.
here and there. It's alright.
Yeah. There's our first window. And yeah, I probably should have snapped that one. What I'm doing is I'm just zooming in really close and getting a rough measurement. Because you can always perfect the measurements later.
Yeah. try to keep them as modular as possible, meaning like the same sizes, and then
Yeah,
stretch.
yeah, that's what I'm doing because I'm like, I looked at like the real world measurements for some stuff. That way we have the same door sizes and the same story sizes when it comes to the buildings and stuff. Okay, now that's what I wanted to do. Now I have a window area, which actually I realize that's probably not. That's fine. Today's one of those days, man.
I hear you, brother.
Right now we're public to YouTube in a voice channel where the whole community can connect to. So anything could happen. This could be really fun or really bad, one of the two.
I don't know where Kroby's at. Probably sleeping still.
Probably. Yeah, he said he's gonna take a nap like 8 hours ago. He just hasn't been back yet.
Well, I don't know. It wasn't 8 hours. Probably good six though.
Yeah. So I told the viewers on this live stream that we're trying to do some revamping, make things look actually nice.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have a game that looks good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the city just needs to be a little bit bigger. The terrain is way too small. It looks like
Yeah, definitely.
because those hills you were driving your car over, they should be just little bumps. I mean, they should be pretty large hills. Driving
Mm-hmm.
up.
Right, right.
At least that's what it looks like from a distance. If you pull out, look at the map as a whole. Yeah, it should be way bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I think it was one of those height maps that was like 60 kilometers and we scaled it down to like 10. So,
Oh yeah.
you can tell it's definitely inaccurate. But yeah, the whole art style needs redone.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, but yeah.
Plus, as you're rebuilding it, you can get feedback from everybody else.
Yeah, because they'll be like, whoa, they're actually doing work? Like, yeah.
Right? Making new assets, none of this buying assets.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely want to get away from Marketplace because now we have the time.
I mean, maybe some of the mechanics might stay, like mechanic things.
Yeah, definitely. Just for, just because they're good. But
Yeah,
the
some of
3D
those
models are
are.
just they're used a little bit too often.
Well, not just that, but the 3D models are just are not geared for what we need them to do exactly. I mean,
Yeah,
they'll do the job, but
they're
we
good
need them to do
placeholders.
a little bit more than what they're capable of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I want to make a blueprint, so if you place it down, it's got a little random number generator that
Mhm.
generates, and it uses those random numbers to basically generate the house.
Yeah, that could be really, really smart and efficient when we get there. One window, two windows, and okay. So I'm basing this cafe off of a model, a building I found in New York.
Yeah,
Actually, not New York City, but it was in the Finger Lakes. It was a building that particularly stood out to me because I was like, that's the cafe.
but looking at your picture, it's actually a an industrial building. It could be an apartment building.
Yeah, it was an industrial building, I think, at one point because it's got like, in this picture you can't see it, but on the back it's got something about ironworks.
Yeah.
But it's a really old building, and they turned it into a wine cellar with there's like a gift shop in the back too, because there's a lot of tourists go to this area. It's in Watkins Glen by Seneca Lake. I don't know if you know
Oh
where
yeah.
that's at, but
The house looks really sturdy and it's tough though. I'll tell you that much.
yeah, definitely. Um, oh yeah, I wanted to do this.
I wouldn't mind having 3 different states for almost every building slash road, every thing that's in the world.
What do you mean by states?
Like one a pristine state, like it's brand new, just
Oh
got
yeah,
built.
yeah, yeah.
Another one where it's old, it's been there for a couple years, a few hundred years, so it's old and then another one where it's fucking straight up destroyed and you could see chunks and big huge chunks missing and
Right.
like post-apocalyptic kind of thing. And then another version of it where it's a futuristic version of the same building.
That could be
You know
cool.
what I'm saying?
Like a more
And
modern
then
version.
yeah, just a more modern, or maybe even a more future one with more glass or some shit.
Right, right.
And then make it with a blueprint. So all you got to do is hit a toggle. Oh, I want it to be the future building. You hit a bool toggle when you drop it, and it's good to go.
Yeah, that could work. Could be really nice actually. So here's our windows. There's 4. And then here would be those the double doors.
I really like watching people do Blender.
It's fun to
No,
do.
I mean I do for real. I do. Just you need to up your
The speed.
quality a little bit.
Oh, is it bad?
Yeah, it looks like it's 420, 480.
Oh, jeez. I have
Even though it's
to.
supposed to be running at 720, it doesn't look like it.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into getting better internet soon here. Good night, Aiko. Thank you for tuning in. I hope I've been saying your name right this whole time. I still don't know for sure. But yeah, take care. Windows. There we go. Now what I should be able to do is, and this isn't going to be anything official, I'm just going to get a visualization. Can cursor just selected. By the way, I don't know if I'm ever going to go to 2.8. I'm afraid.
Oh, that's not 2.8?
No, this is 2.7 still.
No.
Alright, so this
It's
45
supposed to
degree
have
angle looks
changed
good.
quite a bit, though, in 2.8 as far as the interface is.
Yeah, it's completely different. It's really weird.
From what I can see, it's more intuitive.
Oh, it's definitely more intuitive. I think it's easier to learn, but since I already know the old version, I'm afraid, because like I'm afraid it's just gonna confuse me more than it would confuse a new person, you know?
Yeah, do you have, what plugins do you got this going? Let me show you what plugins I got. I got this one cool one. It's a UV unwrap.
Really? You got a UV
Yeah,
unwrap plugin? That's cool.
yeah. Well, once you you unwrap it yourself, you just put like one seam in it, and then unwrap it. It's all bunched up and all wonky. And you need to click a button, and it'll straighten everything out.
Huh. That's
Can't
pretty
remember the
cool.
name of it. I don't look it up.
I think Andrew Price made a lighting demo. Yeah, Blender Guru. I have a plugin for that, which is really nice because it's just like how Unreal Engine lights its scene based on cube maps, and you can just load the cube map into like an HDR file into this thing. It's pretty cool. It's a nice way to light your scene without having to do any work. I only have the demo
Yeah,
though.
that thing is called Mesh UV Squares.
That's kind of cool. Is it like
Default.
okay?
It's in there. Yeah.
Let me take a look.
Just type in UV, search for UV, and it should, you should
I have
go
a
up.
UV layout, but I don't think that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't
It
have
should
it
be
in here.
square.
It's not. It doesn't show up.
Oh, maybe it was something I added. I don't know.
Maybe. I think I'm gonna get going on this arc that goes across. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do the wall thickness. Because right now it's just a plane. I think I'm just gonna extrude outward. Even though in reality, I guess I should extrude inward. Let me think about this. If I extrude out, yeah, that would be stupid because that would render everything. Okay, I guess I'd have to extrude inward. Let me move this. Like so. Hmm. I know you guys can't see, but I'm using my fingers to measure right now. Looks good. This is probably the size of a brick, right? I wish I had a higher quality picture of this building so I could see how they laid the bricks. That'd probably be really helpful, but I don't think I'm gonna get lucky. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna mirror this based on this origin. So, cursor to selected. And, oh, it's already. Oh, okay. It's already the same thing. Perfect. That helps me a lot. Oh, clipping's turned off. That looks good. Now we're talking. This looks like SpongeBob's karate hat. What happened here? What's up? Okay. It's not looking too good. A cool little blender hack is taking these edges, scaling on the z-axis, and then pressing 0. And it straightens them. Look at how that SpongeBob's karate hat. Let's see how that looks. It comes out about what I'd say looks like a couple inches outward, like so. Make normals consistent, like that, but a little bit less narrow. So what I'm thinking is these faces up here need to be raised like that. And this is just the mesh, so texturing them is going to be the fun part. But I don't know if that's going to be something we even get close to covering in this video, because this is probably going to be the first floor. But we'll see. Do 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 do. I figure what the next task is. Probably creating these windows. Now creating these windows is probably going to be really fun, because we're going to have to make the panes, and we're going to have to make the frame, and we're going to have to make the SpongeBob hat, which looks like goes around all these too. This doesn't come out nearly this far in the picture. That was too far. It might actually be tighter on this side here too. Like that. No, because now it seems like, yeah, that should be like that, and then this should get put back to where it was originally. Like that. That looks a lot nicer. Just based it off the picture, boys. Is that right? No, because these are bricks. Cut that 1 in half. Extrude down. L. Maybe something like that. That way we have some edge. Use a little bit of beveling. Oh, okay, cool. I keep forgetting about the mirror modifier. Looking pretty rigid here. What happens if I smooth? That looks really bad. That's funny. Still playing with it. I really actually messed some stuff up. There, now that looks a little bit more... See, it looks better, but it doesn't look more like the picture I'm basing this off of. Alright, Dave, are you still there? I think I'm gonna hop off voice chat. Just because I don't know where Dave went. There we go. That's cool. Alright, now we can get to the fun part, which is making the pane. The window pane. I'm gonna copy the door. I'm gonna start working on it right here. And this is gonna be our window pane, which is just gonna be some measurements. Now we just have a square. Okay. So what I'm going to do, just to stick to that original consistency, I'm going to start to inset right here. Probably like that. Inset is the correct word. I was looking down to make sure I wasn't calling it something that it's not. Like that, maybe. I'm going to cut it back. And when both panes start, it looks like they start different places. Because one of them overlaps the other one. And it looks like there's some blinds behind there. Can't confirm that that's the blinds. Because it looks like... Yeah. See, the window panes on the first floor... Oh, no, they are. Okay. They're the same throughout. So I'm looking right here and I see these are clear. Even though these top three on all three of these windows are covered by something. I think those are just blinds. So I'm just going to go off that hunch. Now what I can do here is make a loop cut straight across the center and start making... I'm going to delete this face, actually. I'm going to delete this face as well. Now I'm going to start dividing my panes up. All finished. That was pretty quick. Actually, no. That's not the way I want to do it. I'm going to inset first. Or should I? No. Yeah, I was right the first time. By clicking this, and then clicking this, and then I'm going to press L to grab that. And I'm going to use a few little cheats here. Actually, I think I'm just going to use Solidify. What I can do is I can select all of these and press delete, and I can only delete the faces. Now I have these, which I think I can control the thickness of. Ugh, I can't. Ah, that's terrible. Inset by 0.3. Inset by 0.3. Inset by 0.3. And I'm going to delete these three faces. And I want to see what that looks like. Cool, but not thick enough. It's barely visible. There's no reason to take up that many polygons with such a small amount of detail. Inset by 0.5. No. 0.7. And then I'm going to delete these. See how that turns out. No, I actually do want to delete the faces this time. Now that looks a lot nicer to me. If you're wondering why I'm going into each of these and individually insetting them, it's because if I did it all at once, it would inset like that. And that's not what I want. Also, am I doing this the correct way? Who knows? I've been using Blender for 7 years, and this is just the way I've always done it. Is it the correct way? I haven't watched a Blender tutorial in at least 4 years, so I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't know if this is standard procedure anymore, but this is the way I would have done it when I first started learning, and this is the way that I'm currently going to stick to doing it because it works. Okay. So, these panes have a little bit of a box around them, and I'm going to definitely be doing what I can to show that box. I was trying to think of a word. I was going to say a word, but I can't. It was on the tip of my tongue too, but I forgot it already. Grab these exterior faces. Where are we at here? This square. Scale. No! Scale. There we go. Cool. I'm going to bring these down a little bit. No, that wasn't right. I'm going to bring them down a little bit less than what I just did because it looks wrong. And then right here, I'm going to bring these out to about there. This looks a little bit weird, so what I'm going to do is scale these down, like about there. I'm also trying to look at this and see if this looks right. It doesn't, so I'm going to delete these. So now we have our, it's just a boring old, just a rectangle. This is all rectangles. That's all 3D modeling is, guys. It's just rectangles. Now this particular rectangle is going to be back kind of far. Maybe there. Because this rectangle is going to be right here. Moved up. And overlapping. But I want to make sure it's cutting and hitting the top here. This has to touch. Because we need the window to be sealed. Because otherwise bugs will get in the building. Yeah, there's going to be bugs in Civil, and you're going to have to protect your houses from them. That's a joke, by the way. You guys are so serious. Ever so slowly, we're getting there. 3D modeling is a very tedious process, especially when you're trying to make a game with high quality. Emphasis on emphasis on trying. I want a bevel that's more than that. There we go. That looks like a good window. I mean, obviously it needs a little bit of work down here though. This needs extruded backwards. I'm trying to look at the mesh. Yeah, I didn't do that right. Extrude these backwards too. And just try to connect these. That way we don't have to do some kind of boolean on filling these faces in. And that should, yeah, that's fine. One thing I don't know is if that's gonna have to be correct. So I'm just gonna line it up with this line. So this orange line needs to be lined up with the black line. I'm going to zoom in as much as I can to make sure it's precise. I love how we're not hitting that gray line. That's really annoying me. The OCD, man. The OCD. Someone's in my private messages sending me some music, which I'm not going to play, because last time I tried to play music, something bad happened. This is the front of the window, right? I'm trying to figure out what the top is and what the bottom is. I'm extruding more on the top than I am on the sides, because if you look, there's a little bit of top rim up here, and there's also going to be some bottom rim that's going to cut into this big block, which I'm going to add in a bit. That looks wrong. It's better. Pull this up. I don't know. Should I pull that up? Because, yeah, every other window has that. So when I'm duplicating these other windows, I need to learn to mute my phone when I do this. Oh, it's literally just that message that I got on Discord. Okay. And I just muted my phone. Actually, no, I didn't. It's still on vibrate, but I don't care. No one else is going to text me, and if they do, I'm just going to ignore it. Okay, so I have what looks like an issue here, because yeah, that wasn't right what I just did. Like, all that. What I should have been doing was extruding this and making this wider. Or would I? I'm looking at... Huh. It's a really interesting setup for a window. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to do is I'm just going to bring these up. Like that. And yeah, we'll just work with it. So next up, I'm going to make a little concrete block. It's going to be about that wide. It's going to sink in just a little bit, like this. And it's going to go in about that much, and it's going to stick out about that much. I swear, it looks like I should put something else around this window. Let's take a look at, where's our... Not him. Here we go. Okay. Let's get those panes. And this is, I'm assuming, this is off the ground about halfway up the door. It's about there. Maybe a little bit lower. Sticking out the window. There we go. That looks like what we want. In fact, even pulling this in all the way. And of course, that was in the wrong place. Alright, whatever. I have the height and width already, so I just need to make the correct loop cuts. Oh, look, it's like right on the bottom of the window, but I missed it because I had to bring that down because it didn't look right. Ah. That's okay. Look at that. Clean. Right across the top. Which... Huh, yeah. Okay. I'll do that. I'll bear with it for a sec. I wish there were a way for... Oh, actually there is. Because I need to cut the hole for the window. Just gonna fit this in. These are very precise decimals I'm getting into here. Wow, you can zoom in really far. How far was I zoomed in? Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Alright, so there. What's this? It's not watertight. Oh, it's not watertight because I didn't bring these walls back yet. Okay. So cool. This looks pretty awesome. We're gonna have to make these windows go back. And actually, I realize the window panes aren't window panes at all if there's no glass in them. Assuming that this is measured correctly. There we go. Should just be drag and drop for these. Except of course it's not. Because that third one is giving me a hard time. Awesome. I'm gonna get in here and actually change my I'm gonna look through some of these. That looks terrible. I use matte cap shader so I can visualize depth a little bit easier. Okay. I guess Blender doesn't want, it just wants us to see this solid colors. Where was that one I was originally? Yeah, this one. Okay. That's fine. I just wanted to see if I could do that and see these panes a little bit easier. Because it's nice when you can't see through the glass. I'm probably going to end up having to hide the panes, make a vertex group and do that. But I don't know. Anyway, I'm pressing F to fill and Y. If anybody for some reason uses this as a tutorial, I'm just explaining what I'm doing for that reason. This is not a tutorial, by the way. It's just me live streaming the game progress, which I'd like to start doing on Fridays. And that's why I called this the Friday Live, because we're live on a Friday. And will I do this every Friday? I don't know. I can't really get too involved with certain things because I had my development log that I did once a week, and after 9 logs, I just stopped doing it. But to be fair, there's a lot of stuff that comes up in this sort of industry. Like, you realize, oh man, I don't have time to be doing this anymore and playing games, making development logs. I gotta start building a team and getting a server that works. That was actually the true story, what happened to the development logs. I don't really write them anymore, which makes me feel kind of sad. I think the developers should be in touch with their community as much as possible. And you know, everybody can improve on something, and I think that's one of the things I should improve on. Just being more in touch with you guys, showing you that we're legit. Cause nobody thinks we are. Which is fair. I could go on and on about that. Alright. There's some beveling. Making it Whoops. Making it look nice. I'm trying to think about some more stuff I could do with these windows. I don't know. What was that? Did you guys hear that? There it goes again. Man, stuff's happening. Okay. Time to mute that. Look at that. It doesn't fit properly. Definitely a human error. That's how we do it. No, I'm not cheating. Okay, I'm not technically cheating. Alright, so that looks pretty cool. Let's see what it looks like in wireframe. So we got a door, and we got a window. And we have all of this to go. Yikes. Alright. We're going to add another window, which is just going to be easy, because we can just duplicate the window now that it's done. And we have 2 more doors to add. We're going to have to make a new frame for those doors. And also, the door area here needs to be rotated at a 45-degree angle so we can start working on the other side of the place. A lot of stuff to do, but I think it's fun. I wanted to get in here and actually edit these panes. That way what we can do is we can say, oh, that way we can, I think you should be able to hide them. I know you can press H, but I don't know how you get them back. I don't usually hide inside of edit mode. Panes. Assign. Okay, so now I can kind of be out here working around. I can select all of my model, or I can just select the panes. I'm just gonna press H. I mean, if I really wanted to get them back, that you don't hide them in edit mode. That doesn't make any sense. There's got to be a way to just hide these vertex group. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm not gonna even figure it out right now. I don't have time. We're on a live stream, man. Gotta do live stream stuff. Are our panes still existent? I just merged the meshes together. Now I can grab the windows and just be like, yeet. Okay. I'm realizing that this is going a little over. That's good. That's what we want. Okay. Let's cut our second hole. And our third. Wait. Oh no, it didn't cut where oh, that's not good. Why is it not like that? It's connected. Blender, are these N-gons? Blender, come on, man. When you get screwed by your own 3D program, all you gotta do is complain on YouTube. Okay, now we're connected, Blender, but I still don't know if it's correct because this looks like it's off. That sucks. Oh, that really sucks. You guys are gonna be walking around in Civil, and you're gonna look at the capping, and you're like, I remember when this was messed up because Blender made engons and didn't listen when you made the loop cuts, and ah, now I'm sad. Okay, now this isn't a window. I'm just using it to reference these. See, I remember when it was just Minecraft. You just built this stuff in Minecraft, and then it was done. And ever since 2015 came along, we're making our own video games now, and they all suck. Because Blender doesn't let us make models that look good. Da-da-da. I don't know if you can tell my mental health as I get more and more into this, because I'm live streaming and I'm talking the entire process, which I've never done before. I've never done a live stream before that didn't just involve music. This is my first time doing a development live stream. Usually I just have 4 hours of footage. I just edit down into a short video and then I put it in the behind the scenes category on the channel. But this one I'm going particularly hard on myself just because it's cool. I've never done one before, and like I said, we're going to be starting these live on Fridays. Next Friday I'm going to have some music downloaded though. If I even do it. Because you never know, by next Friday we could have a huge catastrophic code issue and we're all going to be hustling to try to get it fixed. And I'll be like, oh, I don't have any time to make graphics. We all have to fix the problem that just happened. Alright, 4 windows. Need to make those double doors now. The double doors shouldn't really be that hard. We're just gonna, because like if you notice in this building, they cut down and they do touch the floor. But what we're gonna do, because I'm sure on the inside of this building it just goes up like a stair maybe or something, we're just gonna do the same thing they have here. We're gonna have that, just like they have right here. They have doors and then they have this gap. It's about 6 inches up. They have this gap right here. It's about 6 inches up. Well, we're in our building we can do that too. We're gonna put our gap that's 6 inches up, even though it doesn't have it in real life. We can't copy the building directly because it's just gonna be basically a square with this rounded off edge anyway. Even though the building here is actually a little bit more complicated when you get the other side of it in real life. But I don't know. What was I gonna do again? I forget. Oh yeah, the double doors. I go off on these tangents and I forget what I'm talking about. -90. I'm rotating by -90 degrees. And actually, that was smart of me because before I made this that didn't have that extended top part. So I can duplicate that, bring it back to the main layer, and rotate that by 90 degrees in the negative direction. There we go. Where are the freaking windows? Oh. There they are. Oh, we should cut a door hole. That's our door hole. $180 degrees. Pretty tight. Okay, let's see if I did that right. Actually, no, I didn't do that right because... Okay. Instead of rotating by 180 degrees, what you actually should do... That's so stupid that it doesn't... Come on, man. Give me 1 second. What you should do is bring it over here to this edge and scale it on the y-axis by -1. That way, the doorknobs are on the same side. Because you're just flipping it. You're just flipping the model in a negative direction. So by the way, I did that once with the Civil World. I scaled everything on the negative axis and flipped the whole world backwards. It was so weird. In the future, we should have a game mode where the world's messed up like that. It's actually really fun. Alright, what I can do is select all of this. I can press Y, and that disconnects it. I'm going to bring it up to this corner. I'm trying to figure out why these doors are messed up. I think it's because it's because I used the door to measure instead of the door frame. So I guess in theory I could just bring it out like that. I think we're good on that tight corner right there. Bring it to the tight corner on this side as well. Tight corner. Right there. We're going to use that top bit, right? Oh, for God's sake. Can we, like, select this blender? There we go. Yeah, I'm going to round to this corner. Cool. Now with these doors, what I'm going to do is... I don't know. I'm going to worry about this first. This doesn't look super great at all on the outside. It's because I need to bring the door down. That's how it's just going to have to come down. Like something like that. Now these doors, let's say that okay, right here they open outward. So yeah, these doors are going to open outward too. So the door stops on the right side of the door. Now obviously, we're going to have to make these connect. Can I just press F? No, I cannot. That's not good. Okay, here's the deal. I don't feel like doing this. So I'm going to do that little hack I did earlier by making a mirror modifier. You need to mirror that modifier. Make sure clipping is turned on. We're going to extrude from here on the y-axis. Cool. Now we're not technically looking good in here. That is because we need a little gap. We're going to give ourselves maybe this much room. All about these imperfections, right? Now we have that. And these doors do open inward. And then this is our wall with holes. Cool. Next on the laundry list. Blender. Come on, you can't just be easy on me. That's as good as we're gonna get. Really? Do you see this? Like, really? You know what? There. And you're just gonna have to deal with it. That looks bad. Why is this window narrower than the other one? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't. Alright. Now this looks pretty stupid right now, but once it's textured, you guys will think it looks good. I hope. Now, I'm gonna have to remember how I do this because the next step is rotating that 45-degree angle. So, cursor to selected. Pretty good. Get everything on this side and rotate it on the basis of the cursor. That's gonna be -45. Now I'm going to have to remember if I want to make edits on here, which I'm going to make edits as it goes up. I'm going to have to remember that I made this a 45-degree angle, and it's 45 degrees on the origin that is this corner. I guess that's another useful thing about live streaming is if we need to go back and review it, we can go back and review it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, I should be counting here. 1, 2, door. That doesn't help. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 windows back. Is that? We're just gonna say it's about maybe 6 or so. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna paste it. 90 degrees. Gonna turn that snap on. And that really bothers me that didn't work. But the reason is because we're at an angle, so it actually makes a lot of sense that didn't work. I'm not a mathematician or an architect, guys. I just make 3D models. Okay. Here we go. This cafe is really coming along now, man. Alright, well, we have a decent looking structure here. And Dave just texted me that he's back. I'm going to jump on Discord real quick. We're going to talk to him. See what he thinks. And we'll see where we can go. Hey. I am still live streaming this.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Alright. I'm looking at this reference image that I have. And, yeah. I'm going to start. I'm just going to make 2 more windows back. Because I don't want to copy the building directly. I'm just using it as inspiration. And I'm using it for a lot of inspiration.
Just change the type of brick and then it's different.
Yeah. Delete these vertices. Now I'm going to learn from my mistake that I made. I don't know if you saw it, Dave, while you were gone. I made a mistake where my loop cuts were just being stupid. That's pretty much that's where I'm going to go. Blender made some n-gons where they shouldn't have. What did I do? I did something wrong. Oh, okay. I see what I did. That still seems wrong. Cool. Yeah, I want to avoid using these edges. And obviously that was pretty stupid that...
It's the best thing about Control Z.
Yeah. I've been using a lot of Control Z and a lot of Control S. I'm just gonna hold Control Z down until it deletes everything, and I'll just keep doing it over and over again until I'm happy.
Yeah.
Alright, this is pretty dope. What I'm gonna do is to give the building some variety, I'm gonna see if I can put the origin in the direct center of the mass. I'm gonna make a mirror. I'm gonna mirror it on the y-axis, and I'm going to just gonna apply it. That way, I can... Wait, no, I'm not gonna do it that way. That's really stupid. Because I was just preaching that you should scale it on the negative axis to flip. There we go. And how bad was my measurement? Was it off too terribly? Doesn't look like it was too bad. Yeah, it was a couple units off, so a couple subunits. In the real world, it's only a couple inches though, so. Okay. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna jump in here, make a corner. Put that at 3D cursor. Go ahead and drag back. Okay, or not. And how many windows need cut off?
All of them.
Okay. I'm glad I'm finally redoing this cafe. It's needed to redo for a long time. Next up on the list is Club 77. And I'm gonna stick to the old retro neon sign that we had to begin with because I like that. But we're gonna want a new building and stuff, you know.
Everything new.
Yeah, seriously. It's gonna look a lot nicer when we have good stuff. More original content, less marketplace content. I think the users are going to be a little bit more happy when we stop using as much marketplace content too, because of the reputation that the other roleplay games bring, where it's just like the same thing over and over again with more marketplace assets being reused, recycled, not reduced. Oh man, I have to resize this. Actually, this could be one of those buildings that has an attachment to it. Like, I could just have a blank wall on that side. No, I'm not gonna get lazy. It's the cafe. It's the most classic building in Civil. It's the first building ever.
The first building people use if they want to go to plus side.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed in the other cafe they didn't have any booth seats.
Yeah, maybe we should do that. It would definitely make it look more full. Oh, that's putting a window right on the corner. Not smart. Come on, man. Actually, yeah, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna delete these vertices. Join these two. And start molding some stuff together. We could have some kind of power generator on this wall or something. I don't know. Thinking about merging these two together too. Now what I can do is delete these faces. And, oh, actually, delete these faces. Delete these vertices. Actually, I'm just going to do delete vertices. Oh, that was dumb. There, delete vertices. And delete the vertex. There we go. Catching on to this whole scheme. Now we have a whole piece. And yeah, looking pretty good here. What I want to do is check out how the solidify modifier works on this particular mesh. Looks pretty bad. So we're gonna have to look into that actually. Because I'm gonna want to make this and this and this. Those are all gonna have to be separate. Same with this. Nope, don't delete. Separate these concrete boxes. Oh, that's actually connected. That's pretty dope. Got everything connected that way. Solidify. I wanted to pull these in. The thing is, I wanted to bring them in more than this. Blender only lets you bring it in so much, and since we're using Unreal Engine's dumb presets. Huh. Oh, it doesn't like those normals. I'll have to do it automatically. Or manually, not automatically. That's funny. Put these mirrors, apply them.
Should be able to just duplicate that whole spiel right there.
Yeah.
The next, yeah.
You bored yet, Dave?
Nope.
Where's this window start? Oh, I'm looking at the other set. And that should fit nicely. Cool. Now we're talking. The cafe's starting to look a little bit more complete, a little bit more full, a little bit more detailed, just like we wanted. Definitely gonna want to bring this back, something like that. Okay, looking pretty good. I want all this and all of this to be duplicated. How long have we been live for? 2 hours. Jeez. This is looking pretty good so far. There's some spots in the windows that aren't watertight though. So what I'm going to do to fix that is we're going to have to, I mean, obviously there's going to be an interior and some interior work's going to have to be done. So these walls are going to have to be kind of solidified inward. And what I'm thinking we're going to do is have some little spots inside the insides of the windows that kind of bring it out and close off that gap. Just a thought. Something to do later. But for now, it's looking pretty tight. Is there a way to view it like shaded? Like I'm pretty sure there's a way I can take a point light and just move it around. Can't? Do I have to make a material? No. Oh, it's because I'm in no, that should work. Oh, that looks bad. Actually, that looks cool. I'm just playing with settings now. There we go. I'd love for the lighting to work, but it's weird that it doesn't. Cool. There's got to be a way to turn these, what is it? Yeah, it's like staticky. This is pretty weird. It looks good though. Just playing with like AA. These doors are probably gonna be always closed. Might even merge them if need be. I don't even know why I'm trying to rely on Snap anymore. It's completely a lost cause. When you start putting real world measurements with Blender measurements, it's just everything gets screwed up. It's like, no, I want this to be 7 feet tall. No, it has to be 8 feet. You're like, oh no. I don't know where Dave went.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
Hello. So you're literally just sitting here listening to me talk to myself.
Pretty much. I'm watching other YouTubes on my other TV.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, I'm watching some what's it called Studio C stuff.
Oh, that's neat.
It's pretty funny.
Wow. Building the cafe. It is a very boring and tedious process. But when it's loaded in the game, it'll be pretty cool. I think fried waffles will be good.
Sure. Chicken and waffles.
Could be a good combination. Definitely interesting, but never heard that one before.
Have an IHOP, but something different.
Yeah. This one particular window will not fit. Good enough. Alright. Probably close our reference image. Have the full 3D viewport to ourselves. Looking pretty dandy.
I think it looks good.
Thanks. Now, when I load it into the Unreal Engine, it looks like garbage. That's gonna be funny.
It's all about the textures and shit.
I know. Alright. First floor pretty much complete. I'm gonna add a floor on it, and then probably gonna call it for the stream. Let's see. Cool. What did I do? Oh god. That wasn't good. Alright, the cafe, it is done. Or at least the first floor is done. Oh god, what did I do? Never mind, I messed it up. Oh, I see. Alright, I see the issue. I should not have done that. I should delete all vertices. And that looks good. That's what I'm talking about. The cafe is finished. Or at least the model is kind of finished, but we still have big gaps like this to fix. Anyway.
Yeah, that's like nothing.
Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna call the video here. I'll see you later, Dave.
No diggity.
Alrighty. Thank you all for tuning in, and I guess I'll see you next time.